Okay. I'm ready.
Close your eyes and picture this. It's your first spring quarter at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and it's Memorial Day weekend. It's 2 a.m., you're walking to the dorms, but you're not alone. Two students are carrying you back from a party where you had a little too much to drink. At the intersection of Mustang Way and Perimeter Road, the girl with you leaves to head back to her dorm in the towers while you continue on to the red brick dorms. It's just you and another man named Paul Flores. Within the 40 feet between Santa Lucia and Muir Hall, you go missing. Paul was the last person to see you alive. You've been a mystery ever since. Now open your eyes. In 1996, a Cal Poly student went missing. 23 years later, her case is still open. This is the story of Kristen Smart. As Cal Poly students, it is our duty to know the history and complexity of this case and push authorities to follow through. I've been keeping up with the details of this case since last November. I've listened to every episode of the podcast entitled Your Own Backyard, and now I pass the information on to you. In this speech, I will detail why Paul is the prime suspect, as well as the most current updates, and how the podcast by Chris Lambert brought this case back into the spotlight. Paul Flores was known to be a creep. Acquaintances, ex-girlfriends, co-workers, and peers have had many stories about his stalkish tendencies, physical abuse, and verbal abuse. Besides his uneasy character, evidence has been found that point to Paul being the culprit. I found 3 of these facts very chilling. Number 1. On the night that Kristen went missing, Paul made a phone call to his father, and his dad brought him to his house in Arroyo Grande, not too far from SLO. The neighbors saw Paul and his father digging a hole in the ground in the early hours of the morning, and a few months later, their entire yard was paved in cement. Number 2, FBI cadaver dogs have signaled at 3 spots in Paul's dorm room, pointing out human decomposition. Number 3, the Flores family had a smaller house in Arroyo Grande that they rented out in the 90s. Shortly after Kristen went missing, a woman living there heard a beeping at 4:20 a.m. every morning. The woman thought it was a college joke referencing marijuana, until Chris Lambert mentioned how Kristen's mother previously stated in the podcast that Kristen worked as a lifeguard and had to wake up at 4:30 a.m. every morning for work. In short, the casework has been so slow and messed up that Paul has never been convicted, which brings us to today. The Your Own Backyard podcast has brought the case back into light in September of 2019 after many years of intermittent silence. There are 7 episodes out right now. He interviews Kristen's parents, people who were at the party, neighbors of the Flores family, and co-workers or acquaintances of Paul, finding new information and raising awareness. So what can we do? Kristen Smart deserves justice. She has been missing for longer than she was known alive. After being declared dead in 2002, her family just wants to lay her body to rest, but the Flores family won't give up. There's a vigil for Kristen Smart planned for 5 p.m. this Saturday, February 1st, 2020, in Santa Rosa Park near SLO. Get up, get together, and get smart. Thank you.